Huh? Yeah, I think so. Do you want to try yours?
Hi. I love Bushnell.
Does everything sound okay?
Yeah, you sound great.
There's no hissing.
No hissing.
No hissing.
And the soundboard's not going to go out today.
Yeah. I mean, good start that we can hear each other. So.
Okay, now I just need to connect to the damn Wi-Fi.
Okay. Does it seem okay on that end?
Hello?
I mean, let's see. Maybe, let's see.
I think we need more singing, though. I like that.
More singing?
More singing. Noted.
You can sing some Christmas carols.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Cascade Conference women's basketball game between the Southern Oregon University Raiders and your Bushnell University Beacons. Bushnell welcomes all players, officials, and spectators to today's contest. As a member of the McConaghie and the Cascade Collegiate Conference, we are committed to the true spirit of competition as champions of character, embracing 5 core values of respect, integrity, responsibility, servant leadership, and sportsmanship. Thank you for helping us uphold those values throughout today's contest. At this time, would you please rise if you are able and join us for our opening prayer, followed by the playing of our national anthem. Please pray with me. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you so much, Lord, for the game of basketball, a chance to worship you today through sport. We ask, Lord, for an injury-free afternoon. We pray that all we do is done to your glory. And it's in your name that we play. Amen.
It's a gloomy day here in Eugene, Oregon. The Beacons are hoping to let it rain from the court as they look to snap their 2-game losing streak against an undefeated Southern Oregon team. Welcome inside the Moore Center. I'm Lily Crane, joined alongside Rachel McConaghie. And Rachel, these two teams entering this matchup on opposite sides of the win-loss spectrum. What are you looking at heading into this one?
Yeah, well, for Bushnell, last night versus OIT was not the performance that they had hoped for, with the game ending in a loss 49-62, and the team was struggling offensively, only shooting 27% from the floor. But looking at senior Libby Mathis, who was a key component who really held the Beacons in the game last night with a 20-point performance, and hoping to see some more action from her tonight. And moving on to the Southern Oregon team that is on a 14-game win streak and is known as a prominent defensive team and poses a threat for this Bushnell offense.
Absolutely, and like you said, Southern Oregon very good defensively, and entering this game on a 17 straight win streak in CCC games, dating back to the end of last season when they both won both the regular season title in the conference as well as the CCC tournament. Right now, starting lineups are being announced for both teams. For the visiting Raiders, it's Megan McIntyre alongside her sister Bridget McIntyre, Emma Schmierbach, Morgan Baird, and Clara Robbins are the 5 to start for the Raiders. Meanwhile, for the Beacons, it's Liv Jolker alongside Mandy Sissel, Aiden Krupke, Maddie Gearhart, and Libby Mathis. So same lineup as last night for the Beacons. And again, the Beacons entering with a 4-6 overall record, 3-1 now in CCC action after yesterday against Oregon Tech, while the Raiders are 10-0 overall, undefeated 4-0 in CCC play.
It will be really critical for the Beacons tonight to come out with a bang and put some shots up early to hopefully get an early start.
It's Libby Mathis inside the center circle for tip for the Beacons against Clara Robbins. And underway now at the Moore Center. Bushnell will have possession to start. Yawns the arc, dishing it around. Jolker has it on the wing. Inside, bounce pass to Mathis. Losing the handle, but nicely recovered. Krupke, top of the arc, takes. And off back iron, board up for grabs. And scrambling, the Beacons able to recover. Inside, Gearhart, no good. Rebounded by Robbins and the Raiders.
Difficult start there, but able to get those rebounds to put up those extra shots, and that could be a key component for tonight's game.
Raiders with their first offensive possession of the game. On the wing, it's McIntyre. Megan McIntyre able to flip it up and in. First basket of the game, 2-0 Raiders on top.
Great right-hand side drive there, and able to get up the shot for the opening points.
Joker trying to get into the front court, able to pass it to Mathis. Top of the key, pushing it over. And Joker on the wing, 13 seconds on the shot clock. Pulls up just inside the stripe, no good. Hauled in by the Raiders. Just inside mid-range. Pressing defense from Krupke over there. The far side of the court. Megan McIntyre with the ball. Dishing it over. Baird in the paint. Has Mathis on her and good contest, but back to Baird. Under the hoop. Still guarded out to the corner. Megan McIntyre pulls up from mid-range. No. Hauled in by Gearhart.
Both teams looking strong defensively here in these opening minutes.
Krupke over to Joker on the wing. Up to Mathis. Libby Mathis, like we said in the open, coming off a pretty dominant performance in the loss last night. From the corner, Sissel, no. Mathis was down low, not able to grab the offensive board this time. SOU have that 2-0 lead, trying to add on to it. Schmierbach driving through traffic, and it's a nice contest by Sissel. Sissel over to Krupke. Krupke all the way to the cup, just not able to get it on the mark. And quick possession, but Bridget McIntyre just stepped on the sideline, so early turnover by the Raiders. Going to go back to the Beacons.
Krupke putting up that last shot. Kind of difficult off the glass there. Wondering if they'll try and set more plays up here.
And so far the Beacons 0 for 5 from the floor. Had a really difficult shooting night last night. Shot 27% from the floor. Not off to a better start so far. Sissel from 3. Off back iron. Rebounded by Robbins. And there's 7 minutes to go in this first quarter. Megan McIntyre dishes it in. And nice stop there by the Beacons. So like you said, Rachel, just good defense on both sides. Still just 2 points in this game. And now the Beacons finally able to equalize. Mandy Sissel with the first basket. Megan McIntyre in the lane, dishes it back out, bounce pass to Baird. Inside the paint, has Mathis on her, and again, offensive rebound after the missed shot.
And Libby Mathis has been on Morgan Baird under the basket tonight. Some pretty aggressive defense we're seeing from her, which is helpful for the Beacons.
And Baird entered the weekend as the leading scorer for the Raiders. Heading into last night's win against Corbin was 14 points a game that she averaged, but now Megan McIntyre gets to the stripe. First one in and out. And the second one falls. 70% from the line is Megan McIntyre. Goes 1 for 2. So 3-2 with the visiting side on top.
And the Raiders moving on to one-on-one defense there with a press. New choice for a defensive rotation.
Able to force the turnover quickly on the other side of the court. Schmierbach dishes it over to Baird from distance. No. Offensive board again, McIntyre. Just able to keep this possession going. McIntyre back out, and another 3 on the way. This time it's Cash.
Great read there by Bridget McIntyre to put up the 3 from quite some distance.
6-2, just 2 made shots from the Raiders, 1 made bucket from the Beacons. Joker on the ground, has to dish it out. Mathis over to Krupke on the wing. Able to get through a few defenders to the cup, no. Raiders get it back again. 5 minutes to go in this first quarter. Baird under the hoop, able to use the glass and make it 8 points for SOU.
Baird just took to that basket so fluidly and able to put the Raiders to another bigger lead, 8-2.
Her first 2 points of the game, out to the corner. Sissel, and again, missing, but Krupke able to haul down the offensive board. Mathis in the paint, flips it up and out. And the travel called after Mastel was there to pick up the missed shot, but that's going to bring us to a timeout here at the Moore Center. 4:35 left to go in the first quarter. SOU up 8-2. Be right back after this short timeout. Both teams getting ready to get back on the floor after the media timeout as the Raiders up 8-2. And Rachel, just what are you seeing so far?
Yeah, from this Bushnell side, a lot of missed opportunities with sloppy shots. I mean, 1 for 10 currently from the field, and we're seeing some players on the floor under the basket looking to hope they get more rebounds and set more plays up.
The Raiders with possession out of the break. McIntyre bounce pass to Baird. In the post, gonna pull and able to convert.
Baird just showing she's so dominant on all sides of the paint, putting that one up on the left side this time.
And you mentioned to start this game just the good defense from Mathis, who with the ball dishes it out. But now Baird able to start to come alive. Krupke slipping to the ground and just turning it over. Under 4 minutes left, the Raiders looking to go quickly. On the opposite side of the arc, McIntyre takes a few dribbles, has Mathis on her. And the whistle blown. Ball going in the paint.
The Raiders are running a pretty consistent offense right now. I mean, we're seeing McIntyre run down the court to the left side every time, wondering if they'll switch it up here if the Beacons catch on.
And a 5-second violation off the inbounds. Just Megan McIntyre could not find someone to get it into. Nice tight defense for the Beacons off the inbounds. Bushnell just 1 for 10 from the floor, trying to get another hoop on this possession, but turning it over. McIntyre all the way to the cup, gets contact and will get to the line.
And that's a critical turnover for the Beacons. Just can't give that up right now. I mean, it is early minutes, but still down 2-10.
It's 4 turnovers for the Beacons on top of that 1 of 10 shooting. Just not helping their case to potentially get an upset against a very strong Southern Oregon squad. And the Raiders in their game last night at Corbin forced 26 turnovers, so very good at getting extra opportunities for themselves. McIntyre goes 2 for 2. Joker in the backcourt gets the double. Finally able to get it over to Mastel. Flowers in for the Beacons. Over to Mathis. In the post. Double teamed and tied up. Jump ball. And possession arrow goes to the Raiders.
Beacons have good ball rotation offensively, but just aren't able to put up those key shots.
3 minutes left to go in this period, and the Raiders with a 12-2 advantage make that 14-2. Another bucket and everything working out for the Raiders right now. Joker over to Mathis. Mathis back to Joker on the wing. Joker finds Mastel. Over to Mathis in the post, going up for the shot, and not that time. Raiders can add to their lead. Just in the lane, and the Beacons got a piece of that shot, it looks like, by Schmierbach. Krupke quickly in the lane, and she's denied.
And down to the floor goes Aiden Krupke. I mean, what great defense there by the Raiders.
Clara Robbins was able to get the block there. The struggles continue for Bushnell.
Plays like that, just get your bench fired up, and that was sure one of them.
And all smiles on the SOU bench so far in this first quarter as another whistle on the court. Only 3 fouls so far in this period. Well, now 4, all coming from the Beacon side. No infractions going against the Raiders. Flowers checks out with Taylor Reed coming in for Bushnell. McIntyre able to get it inbounds. Sidestep, back out. And a whistle. As McIntyre had the ball. Kira Quinn called for the foul.
It's just so difficult for Bushnell. I mean, allowing the Raiders to come to the line again and have more opportunities for points.
And McIntyre made her first 2 free throws heading into this trip. Her first 3 of 4, and now is 5 for 6 at the stripe, leading the way with 7 points so far. Out to the corner, Quinn gonna pull, and still the shot's not falling, but an offensive rebound and the putback still. Bushnell with just 2 points. Out to the wing. Southern Oregon rattling in and out. Mastel got that board. Joker over to Quinn. Quinn takes a bounce. Dishes it to Joker. 16-2, a minute and a half left. And the hometown Beacons squad just struggling in this period. Contributing a turnover on that play, tried to get it down the baseline, just trickled out.
This Raiders team able to read Bushnell's passing game, which was hindering any possibility of scoring opportunities.
5 turnovers after that one for Bushnell. SOU has turned it over 3 times, but is 5 for 12 from the floor and hitting its free throws too. Bounce pass in the lane and a tie-up. Joker was there. Mastel was there.
Dangerous pass there. Almost surprised that she didn't go up for the basket herself on that drive.
Beacons get the jump ball. Joker in the backcourt. Gets the press. Under a minute left to go in this first quarter. Beacons just looking for some sort of offense heading into the second. Mastel loses the handle, but able to keep it alive. Reed swings it over to Mastel. 2 seconds on the shot clock. She has to heave, and halfway down and out. Just a couple seconds separating game and shot clock. The Raiders gonna go quickly. Rebound up for grabs, and it's hauled in by Maddie Gearhart. Shot clock off. Gearhart from the low post, in and out. And now SOU can hold for the final possession, 8 seconds left. 3 seconds on the shot clock, right with it, and she goes up and off back iron. So first quarter of action here at the Moore Center. Bushnell shooting 1 for 17 from the floor, just 2 points to 16 from the Raiders. Be right back for the second quarter of action here in a moment on the Bushnell live stream. Welcome back to the second quarter as SOU leading 16-2 in this game. And Rachel, I mean, Southern Oregon is coming off a game yesterday where they shot over 50% from the floor and over 40% from three. It's not the case today. What's been the difference?
I think the difference is just missing those shots into the basket. I mean, just looking not so great in the paint and putting up easy lands that just aren't going in. And on the Bushnell side, it's just missing those opportunities. I mean, just not in their favor. Baskets going in and out, and almost the team looking fatigued a bit with the back and forth pacing and not finding an offensive rhythm.
Start the second quarter. SOU again with possession. And losing the handle was Keely Wright and just took too many steps. Too many dribbles rather, and Kylie Campos coming in for the Beacons. Bushnell getting the ball back. Both teams with 5 turnovers in this contest so far. Into Mathis, and that one intercepted. DeJulio able to get the steal on that one. Beyond the arc, 3-pointer off front iron. Out of bounds, going off of the Beacons. And Bushnell 1 for 18 from the floor despite a rougher shooting night than usual for the Raiders. Inbounds in the corner. Sidestep, wing three. Three's not falling for either side. 1 for 5 in the game is SOU. Lopez in. Campos into Mathis, out to the corner. Good ball movement and mid-range jumper. Just missing everything, but stay on this side of the court. Foul going against the Raiders. Lopez with the baseline inbound. Over to Mathis. Lopez beyond the arc. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Campos, no look pass, but it ends up being gifted right back to the Raiders. From the wing, three-pointer, and it's good.
Wow, great shot put up there by Sierra Shepley to get a three-point in.
Finally, three-pointer falling for the Raiders, putting it back to 19-2. And the Beacons had it tied at 2-2, have not scored since. Lopez misses, and second shot by Mathis, no good. Ball bobbled in the backcourt, able to keep it alive. Raiders passing into the front court. Quick shot from mid-range, rolls in.
And that's the kind of offense that they're used to seeing here from the Raiders, and they're obviously going to look to continue that, but still a hefty lead, 21-2.
Beacons eyeing a 20-point deficit here at the Moore Center. 7:53 left to go in the first half. Maddie Gearhart gets it in. Lopez in the backcourt. Has Skurlock on her. Lopez over to Campos. Quick pass in to Gearhart and tied up. Seeing several jump balls in this game. This one, possession arrow going to stay with Bushnell.
Looking at Bushnell's offense there, looks like a miscommunication on the screen to get around the defense and just wasn't able to read it.
Aiden Krupke replaces Maddie Gearhart. Lopez finally gets it in. Krupke directing traffic, 10 seconds to work with. Just nice defense, poking it away. The Raiders quickly on the other side of the floor to the hoop and drawing the contact. Foul going against Kylie Campos. Gonna send the Raiders Keeley right to the stripe. First one off front iron. 8th free throw of the afternoon coming up for the Raiders. The first 6 were taken by Megan McIntyre.
Campos took a hard fall on that defensive drive and looks a little bit shaken up, pointing to her hand or something. Unsure what about the injury might be.
She stays in the game for now, and the Raiders able to get the offensive rebound off those 2 misses. And Mathis on the inbound. Raiders straight to the cup. Wright rolls it in.
That left side lane almost just too easy for this Raiders offense.
Krupke. Beacons still in the midst of a long scoring drought. Lopez finds Mathis on the wing. Mathis into Campos. And foul called on the play. Joker will come in. Lopez, Campos exit.
And Morgan Baird will come back in the game for the Raiders under the basket. Missed pass there for the Beacons. Again, out of bounds. They'll put the ball back in Raiders' possession.
And that's going to bring up a Bushnell timeout as the Beacons just 4.5% shooting so far in this game. As the Raiders lead 23-2. Gonna step aside for just a moment, but we'll be back after this short timeout. Raiders with the 23-2 advantage, and Rachel, I mean, not a lot working for the Beacons right now.
Yeah, I mean, team chemistry is showing some frustrations here. I mean, coming out of that timeout, head coach Chad Metters looking to keep that fire in his team as we head to the second half of second quarter play.
Raiders can just add to this 21-point advantage. Skurlock able to find Baird. Baird dishing it back to Skurlock in the paint. And just through the bottom of the net to make it 25-2 in favor of SOU.
And even though the Raiders are leading 25-2, they're still playing an aggressive full court press defense. Not showing any signs of giving that up.
Mathis spins, and that does break the drought, able to flip it up and in. Second field goal of the game for Bushnell, and much needed for the Beacons.
And as we mentioned earlier, Mathis with putting up 20 points in last night's game versus OIT, so hoping to see some more out of her.
And as Baird goes up for the jump shot, and that one called in by the Beacons. I mean, Mathis was really the only bright spot for Bushnell last night as Krupke, and her shot goes out of bounds off of the Raiders, but Mathis with a 20-point, 12 rebounds, double-double, hit the first 3 of her career, was pretty dominant even though the Beacons did lose, but hasn't had quite the same rhythm tonight.
4 new subs entered the game for the Raiders.
So you looking to bring in some more fresh legs. Mathis posting up, and that shot can't make it 2 for 2 on our last pair of attempts. Raiders get it in the backcourt. McIntyre past the Bushnell loco. Baird just inside the wing, pushing it in the paint, and that shot just looking so smooth by Schmierbach.
Great pass and turn and look there by Schmierbach to put up the shot.
Joker just past half court. About 5 minutes left to go in this first half. Bounce pass in, Mathis, her layup, able to flip it in.
Looking for the foul draw there as well for Mathis, but didn't get it.
Now 4 points for Libby Mathis, 27-6 in favor of SOU. Schmierbach floats it up and in, and whistle blown on the play, draws the foul.
Bushnell Beacons showing some frustrations there, especially from Mathis as they took the charge.
Yeah, and the Beacons, I think, wanted it to be a foul going the other way. Instead, an opportunity for a 3-point play for Emma Schmierbach. Schmierbach 5 for 16 from the line heading into the weekend. And able to convert, so quick 3 points for her. Lead now 30-6 for the Raiders. Krupke into Mathis, and that one just telegraphed. Baird able to intercept. Megan McIntyre from the middle post. Her first shot no good. Offensive rebound. Second shot no. Into the board. Goes out of bounds off the fingertips of the Raiders. Timeout on the floor. The Raiders with the 24-point advantage. The Beacons able to hit a couple more shots, both coming from Libby Mathis recently, but now 3 for 25, continuing to struggle. Have the 10 turnovers as well. And again, just SOU, a very dominant team in this conference. Talked about it earlier, just undefeated in 17 straight CCC games, trying to make it 18 here as they ended the regular season on a 14-game winning streak.
And as many points as the Raiders have put up tonight, it's not necessarily the performance that they have shown in their past games, but it's definitely working for them tonight, obviously, with a 30-6 win over the Beacons.
And for the Raiders, they did also, while shooting the ball well last night, also held the Warriors under 42% from the floor and under 31% from three, but so far it's been 3 for 25 for the Beacons and 0 for 5 from distance. Mathis out of the break, gets tangled up in the post, and not that time. Raiders storming down the court, out to the corner, three-pointer on the way. In and out, board up for grabs, and to the hardwood. Nice aggression from the Beacons on the boards. That was Rose Gwillem, but it will stay with the Raiders. Mathis heads to the bench. Baird on the inbound, going out to the wing. Bounce pass to Baird, or by the CCC logo. Post up on Mastel, spinning around, flipping it off the backboard and in.
Great fluid movement there by Baird to put up the shot.
Jolker, bouncing it. Dribbles just inside the wing, dishing it out, and a wide open shot from three-point range. The first triple of the game coming off the hands of Mandy Sissel.
And those are the shots that this team needs to put up in order to get some back in this game.
Beacons nearly got the steal, gifted it right back. Baird under the hoop and through the trees, able to get that basket to fall. 34-9. 3:10 left to go in the first half. Beacons coming off a three-pointer. Now Sissel dishing it out. Krupke, can she make this one? In and out. Rebound going the way of Schmierbach and the Raiders. Schmierbach dishing it back out. McIntyre thought about it. From the post, under the hoop. Can't get the reverse layup on the floor. And it's going to go to Bushnell. A little bit of a faster tempo here in the past minute or so. Beacons getting a few more shots in this quarter, but still trailing 18-7 in the second alone. Jolker dishing it over. Gwillem gets it in. Out to Krupke. From the elbow, Aiden Krupke off back iron. Raiders go into Baird, where she's been impactful in the paint, taking a few spins. And again, Megan Baird just pretty unstoppable so far. Double-digit points.
Yeah, Baird now leading in points for this Raiders team with 10 on the night.
Couple scores and with 7 points as well on the Raiders as Krupke takes the mid-range J. And her drought continues. Pass back out, but it is turned over. On the Beacons, Libby Mathis is the leading scorer with just 5 points. Wide open shot by Schmierbach. Doesn't get the roll, gets her own board. Over under the hoop. Can she get it this time? Yes. Willem getting some first half minutes, inbounds it. Liv Jolker, 1:20 left to go. 29-point deficit. Bounce pass in. Mastel just gets denied. Mid-range for Schmierbach. Takes a few more dribbles and this time does flip it in and does get the 31-point advantage as we're officially less than a minute remaining in this first half of action. Krupke over to Gwillem. Gwillem finds Jolker on the wing. Jolker over to Sissel. Sissel bounce pass to Krupke, takes the mid-range floater, and Aiden Krupke still can't get the jumper. Megan Baird for the Raiders. Change in possession. McIntyre at the logo. 6 seconds separating game and shot clock. Megan McIntyre directing her team. Gets it over to the corner. Bridget McIntyre, bounce pass to Baird. She just has to go up, and at the buzzer, now 3 seconds left to go. Jolker, she's going to have to heave. Don't think he was in time. She does swish it in, but I believe that she put it up just a little bit too late. And so after the buzzer, Liv Jolker able to get the half-court shot to fall. It will not count. Right now it does say 12-42 on the scoreboard. I believe that they might look at it again, but right now I'm gonna say that it falls as the Beacons the Beacons trail 42-12. And Rachel, just final thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, well, this game is really coming down to energy, energy, energy. I mean, this Raiders team is loud on the bench and hoping to keep up their momentum entering into the second half, and we're seeing their team being led by Morgan Baird, who is the leading scorer entering tonight's game into the weekend, and she continues to be dominant.
Absolutely, and going into halftime, Baird with 12 points, 6 of 10, Schmierbach with 11 points, 5 for 8. The 2 double-digit scores in this game, and gonna step aside for halftime, but when we come back, get the second half of action as SOU leading 42-12 on the Beacons here on the Bushnell live stream. Bushnell Beacons facing a large deficit here at the Moore Center after the first half of action. The Raiders up 42-12 after first 20 minutes. Lily Crane, Rachel McConaghie here on the Bushnell live stream. And Rachel, I mean, shots not falling for Bushnell, not a whole lot going right. And what do you think needs to change in the second half for them to chip into the deficit a little bit?
Well, Bushnell shooting just under 16% from the field, and despite a rough start, have definitely shown some more momentum as we came out of the second quarter. But aggression and intensity from the Raiders side, both on the bench and on the court, is just so dominant, and they're looking to continue that momentum as we move into the second half of play here tonight.
Absolutely, and like you said, just missed shots, turnovers, 32 points coming off turnovers, benefiting the Raiders. Beacons will start with the ball here to begin the second half. Mathis sends a bullet pass inside, but just a little bit too much on it, going out of bounds. Another turnover. Megan McIntyre got off to a good start in the game, able to get to the free throw line. Back out beyond the wing. Bridget McIntyre able to find Megan Baird. Schmierbach back out. Baird from the logo of CCC, and that one able to hit it. Now up to a 32-point advantage for the Raiders as Krupke just falling to the court, drawing the foul. For the Beacons, again, 5 made shots in the first half and made really what was the toughest shot of the night heading into halftime. Liv Jolker just getting a half-court heave to go as Mathis under the hoop leaves it on iron. Rebounded by Schmierbach. Schmierbach over low post sends a tough pass into, and that layup goes.
Great look and read there by Clara Robbins for the Ravers.
Gearhart gets denied, but contact is called. The Beacons did reach double figures in the second quarter, was outscored 26-10, so would still be down, but that first quarter, just 2 points, really struggling, especially in that period. First free throw good for Gearhart, trying to make it 2 for 2. And able to rattle that one in. Those are just the first free throws of the game for Bushnell. Have not been able to get to the line, so far good start to the second half. Over in the corner, Robbins. Over to McIntyre, Bridget McIntyre. Over to Megan McIntyre. Now Baird in the post. Has the double, swings it out from the wing, and no good. That ball going out of bounds off of the Raiders. 46-14. Nearly a couple minutes gone by in the second half of action. Gearhart over to Krupke from the wing. Heaves and just misfires. Sissel fighting for the board. Just goes out of bounds, so we'll go back to SOU.
A lot of back and forth ball movement to start the second half here.
Beacons trying to avoid going 0 for 2 on this homestand right now. Not looking at splitting the pair of games. Raiders, McIntyre goes over to Robbins. Now Schmierbach. Schmierbach in the lane, able to lay it up and in. The Raiders approaching the half-century mark. Mathis sends a bounce pass into Krupke, but it's snuffed out by Schmierbach. Schmierbach on the fast break. Tried to get it over to Baird, but telegraphed. Jolker has the double. Bounces it over to Krupke. Krupke takes the mid-range J. Still struggles. just inside the arc, and McIntyre all the way to the hoop. Misfires on that attempt. Sissel calling plays. Over to Jolker at half court. Jolker to Mathis, top of the key. Mathis gets it to Krupke. Krupke gonna pop and banks in the three-pointer. First field goal of the game for Aiden Krupke. And how about that shot? It's been some crafty three-pointers as that one swatted away by Mathis on the other side of the floor. Over to Krupke. Now the Beacons able to get a little bit of energy on both sides of the court. Mathis over to Krupke. Takes a few steps, tries again. And that three, not the same. Other side of the floor, Schmierbach lays it up and out. Board up for grabs. Sissel comes away with it. 48-17 is the scoreline. Krupke to the hoop and just height. Toughly contested by McIntyre. Megan McIntyre to the lane and with ease gets it to fall.
And despite difficulty with points for the Beacons, it's kind of about just taking their time and setting something up to slow down the Raider momentum.
It's been a little faster pace as Krupke bounce pass over to Gearhart. Full lineup change coming for the Beacons. In a moment, pass in, and a foul drawn by Gearhart. Off the pass by Mathis. A few subs also at the scorer's table for SOU. 3 fouls already by SOU in this half. 50-17 with SOU up on top, 5:18 left to go in the third. Maddie Gearhart at the line. First attempt, able to get it to go. Gearhart, the only player to get to the stripe tonight for the Beacons. Now 3 for 4 from the line. .32 lead for SOU, trying to add on to it. McIntyre, top of the line. Back out, Bridget McIntyre. Top of the key, putting the handles on. Looking for a teammate, finds one over on the other side. 6 seconds on the shot clock in the paint, and that one rolls in for DeJulio. Lopez, one of the players in for the Beacons. Flowers also back in alongside Quinn. Over to Gearhart. Flowers from the wing. Top of the key. Mastel gets it to Quinn. Back to Gearhart. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Gearhart spins. Gearhart makes. Beacons now at 20 points. Quick three on the way by McIntyre off the front of the rim. Offensive rebound coming up, and the putback is good for DeJulio.
We're seeing the Raiders letting up just a little bit defensively, moving away from their previous full court press. Expected though with such a large lead.
And the three-pointer from the corner. Another three falls for Kira Quinn, and that will force a timeout as, like you said, Rachel, the defense not as tight. Beacons starting to score a little bit more here in this third quarter. 3:47 left to go. Raiders on top, 54-23. Be right back here after this quick timeout. SOU up 54-23. The third quarter winding down, but Rachel, the Beacons playing a little bit better in this period so far.
Yeah, for sure, and finding some offensive rhythm here and taking their time and setting up some plays will for surely help them.
And as after the break, SOU three-pointer from the wing, off the back of the rim, and the threes is what's been helping Bushnell a little bit more in this quarter. 4 for 12 now in the game from distance. Mastel in the lane, back out, Flowers, top of the key. Takes a few dribbles, bounce pass to Mastel. In the paint, swivels, and just leaves it on the front of the rim. 3 minutes left to go in the third. All the way to the hoop, and a couple of defenders right there. Lopez was there, Mastel was there, and out of bounds going to the Beacons. Scoreline 12-11 in favor of SOU in the third. So the Beacons still down 1 point in the period alone, but again, I've kept it closer. Still trail by 31 points, however. Campos. Over to Quinn. Quinn on the wing, takes a few dribbles, sidestep three, no. Raiders with the board, going the other way. Bounce pass. Shepley dishes it over. Skurlock over to the corner. Williams. Bounce pass. Raiders cycling it around, have 4 seconds on the shot clock. Over to the corner, Skurlock takes and misfires that time. Flowers falls to the ground, draws the contact. Goes against Skurlock. An immediate timeout taken with 2:11 left to go in this quarter, but just taking a look at the leading scores on both sides, still nobody on the Beacons with more than 5 points, but both Sissel and Gearhart with 5. Libby Mathis has 4 points and 3 players with 3 points. But on the other side of the court, it's Morgan Baird with 14, Emma Schmierbach with 13. Megan McIntyre, that is, has 9 points, and all but one player has scored for the Raiders.
Would like to see some time for Bushnell just running down the clock and taking their time to set up the ball, and seeing some almost dire 3-point attempts here, and just hoping that their team can find some sort of rhythm here.
Absolutely, and just the first game of a doubleheader here at the Moore Center today, so still plenty of time left in this game, but after the conclusion, it's going to be the men's teams playing, Bushnell and SOU. Beacons, after this game, won't play again until December 30th. Out of the break, Lopez passes the timeline. Over to Flowers. Mastel beyond the arc. Lopez again. Campos. Nice ball movement by the Beacons, taking their time on this possession. Mastel inside the key, back out. Flowers, top of the arc. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Looking for somebody, bounce pass to Campos. Tries to swing it in, and it's deflected, forcing a shot clock violation against the Beacons. Not what they're looking for out of the break.
Great offensive ball movement there by Bushnell, but also a good defensive read rotation on the Raiders side. Able to find those screens and stop the momentum.
Lopez deflected that, but SOU still keeps possession. Top of the arc. Shepley inside. And more contact going against Bushnell. First team foul on the Beacons in this quarter, but it does send Shepley to the stripe. Beacons have been better at not fouling in this third quarter. Shepley makes the first. 2 for 2 on that trip. 56-23. That's what Bushnell is looking at. Over a minute left in this period. Lopez loses a defender. Over to the hoop, now to the corner. Flowers, 3, no. Campos fights for the rebound. On the ground, a little bit of a scramble. And lots of players hitting the deck. The ball going out of bounds and a whistle blown.
Seeing some frustrations on both sides being taken out on the floor there.
Now the second team foul in this quarter against Bushnell, less than a minute left. Foul goes against Lopez. Pass inside, just off the fingertips of DiGiulio.
Seeing a much tighter scoring margin here in the third corner with SOU scoring 14 in the third and Bushnell 11.
Beacons haven't hit a shot in a couple minutes now, however. Lopez directing traffic, gets in the Mastel, goes up for the shot, and that one just wide. About 30 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Right, dribbling it out. 6 seconds separating shot and game clock. 10 seconds on the shot clock. A three-pointer on the way. DiGiulio just misses. Beacons, 6 seconds to work with. Over to Campos, swinging it over. Flowers, sidestep, goes up for the shot, can't hit the bank. After 3 quarters of action here at the Moore Center, SOU on top 56-23. Gonna step aside for a quick quarter break, but we'll be back for the final period in a moment on the Bushnell live stream. Ten minutes to go at the Moore Center between Bushnell and SOU women's basketball. Raiders up by 33 points, and good news if you're Bushnell, held SOU to their lowest scoring quarter of the game with just 14 points. The bad news if you're Bushnell, you trail by 33, but SOU just been efficient from the floor in terms of the field goals, able to get to the line 11 times as well, and have a big margin as a whistle is blown on the floor, and it will be a turnover going to the Beacons. Rose Gwillem into the game for Bushnell, with Jolker with the ball, crossing the timeline. Over by the Beacons bench, dishing it over to Gwillem. Top of the key, bounce pass into Mathis. Mathis goes up and rolls in her shot.
Dangerous bounce pass there under the basket, but worked out.
Libby Mathis, not the same showing she had last night, just 3 for 10 so far, but does have 6 points to lead the Beacons. Shepley over to the corner. Julio driving, using the glass to flip it in and draw the foul. Julio will get to the stripe, and I was going to say for Bushnell, scored the first basket of the period, which good start, but then allowing an opportunity for a three-point play, sending Julio to the stripe. Junior forward. Came into the weekends just averaging under 9 points a game. Gets the free throw to fall. Krupke. Weekends moving it around. Mathis out to the wing. Reed goes up for the shot, misses right to Jolker, into her hands. Mathis, high block. Posts up. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Dishes it back out. Reed thought about it, drives, flips it up and out. Score stays at 59-25. Shepley has possession beyond the arc. The ball tipped, and it's stolen. Reed in the fast break all the way to the lane, and she's blocked. How about Teague Perry coming into the game and just denying off the fast break. An inbound for the Beacons. Gwillem, quick shot, can't use bank. Mathis gets the board. Mathis puts it up and in, and the contact.
And that's the fire that this Bushnell team needs to continue momentum.
Second foul going against DeJulio. Mathis to the stripe. No good on the free throw, so can't respond to the previous three-point play with a Bushnell three-point play. Tight defense. Bounce pass into the post. That bucket going out by DeJulio, rebounded by the Beacons. Jolker passing it over to Reed. Over on the right side of the court. Dishing it over. Krupke draws the foul. Just under 8 minutes left to go in the game. First of the doubleheader. Jolker will inbounds just beyond the arc on the sideline. Over to Krupke. Krupke tried to get the scoop layup to fall, but doesn't.
Jolker for the Beacons looking very vocal on the court, trying to put some fire into her team, leading them offensively to score some points under the basket here.
Jolker will inbound it. Gets it to Gwillem, back to Jolker. Pump fake, under the hoop. Does not get the reverse layup. Mathis, she's just been aggressive on the offensive glass since coming back in to start this fourth. And another trip to the stripe for Libby Mathis. Mathis with 8 points, 5 rebounds in this game, leading the Beacons in both categories. Off back iron on the first, 0 for 2 tonight. And are the Weekends just shooting over 50% from the line. And now 1 for 3. 31-point deficit for the Beacons. McIntyre, bounce pass, top of the arc to Julio, inside. Just too much on that one.
SOU running a difficult pass play there with a overarching pass under the basket. Just a dangerous shot to make there.
Jolker putting on the handles, but just losing her hold on the ball, turning it over out of bounds, right back to SOU. And after the Raiders forced 26 turnovers last night, so far forced 16 off the hands of the Beacons today. McIntyre dishes it out. Shepley over to the top of the arc to Julio. Drives on the corner, and foul called.
And this Beacons crowd fired up after that one.
And nice charge drawn. I believe that was Rose Gwillem on the floor, able to get it. Jolker Into Mathis from the post, has 2 defenders on her, finds the wide open Reed, flipping it up and in, and will get to the line.
Reed fouled on the shot there and will go to the line.
Libby Mathis, just nice find, was tangled up, is drawing all this attention given her performance last night, what she's been able to do today. And even though the Beacons trailed by nearly 30 points, still just continue to fight in this second half, just putting up a much better performance so far, and the Beacons so far outscoring the Raiders 7-3 in the fourth. 3-point play, no good. After the missed free throw. McIntyre, beyond the logo, sends it, top of the key. McIntyre again, to the lane, and just too much on that shot, rebounded by the Beacons. Over in the corner, bounce pass. Mastel spins, able to bank it in. A nice fourth quarter continues for the Beacons. Now 59-32, 6 minutes left to go. Julio pulls from the wing, cash. Back to 30 points in favor of SOU. Top of the arc, pass. Sissel. Over to Gearhart. Now Lopez. Dribbling inside. At the elbow, falling to the ground, passes it back out. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Gearhart. 2 defenders on her. Bounce pass to Reed. From the wing, 1 second. Throws. Top of the backboard. So right back to SOU. Still Beacons with 3-point advantage in this period.
And I know I said wanting to see some Beacon action of setting up plays and running down that shot clock, but this SOU defense is just continuing to be dominant and not allowing any shots.
Bounce pass just too far, goes out of bounds. Another turnover, and seen a few of those in this quarter by SOU. Just not as clean and handling it as they were in the first 3 periods. Lopez gets into the front court. Has Sissel cutting, but decides to go on her own and does draw the contact. Beacons gonna take a quick timeout with 4:49 remaining in this game. SOU up by 30 points. Gonna step aside, but we'll be right back on the Bushnell live stream. So it was a media timeout rather than a Bushnell timeout, but the Beacons will get the ball under the hoop. Going over to Sissel. Sissel. And it's poked away. Teague Perry quickly on the fast break, gets fouled. And nice steal from Shakaya Teague Perry, just going so quickly out of the break.
Quick reach there and grab, and able to take that ball right away from the Beacons like it was nothing to it.
First free throw, no good. Teague Perry, junior out of Medford, Oregon, spent last season with 8 games coming off of the bench. And has played in just as many this season, averaging about 2.5 points a game. Lopez in the backcourt.
Raiders continuing a full court press.
The defense has been effective throughout the game. Sissel on the wing. Over to Mastel. Lopez. 6 seconds on the shot clock. A three-pointer on the way. It's off the mark. That one taken by Sissel, out of bounds off of the Beacons.
And like you said, Lily, the Raiders defense bringing that intensity, but Bushnell offense looking a little bit better here in the fourth, leading with points 9-7 over SOU.
Absolutely, and just throughout the game, SOU 7 blocks, 11 steals. Beacons now 12 for 56 though in this game after more efficient second half of play. Foul under the basket. The referee's gonna call it a travel rather. A couple bodies hit the deck, but just a little bit too much from SOU. Back to the Beacons. Lopez. Into the front court. And that one snuffed out. Another nice steal for the Raiders under the hoop. Teague Perry loses her handle of it, and it will be off of Teague Perry and go back to Bushnell.
Keeley right there with the steal, just ball was just handed right to her almost from the Beacons.
And there's been a couple of really nice steals in this quarter, but Raiders just haven't really been able to convert off of it, but don't necessarily need to. Up 31. Sissel. Over to Krupke. Just inside the stripe. Now Gearhart in the paint, and a lot of contact on that opportunity. Maddie Gearhart drawing the contact. Five team fouls against SOU in this period. Personal going against Shakaya Teague Perry. Gearhart converts on the first. Seconds rimming out. Gearhart, the second leading scorer on Bushnell today with 6 points. 4 for 5 from the line. Drive inside. A lot of Bushnell defenders in the area. T. Perry tried to keep it alive. Goes straight to Sissel. Lopez quickly pulls up from the arc. And that one, another three. Beacons have been better from three-point land in this game than inside the arc. Have hit 5 for 17 shots from distance.
And a handful of subs now coming in for the Beacons, subbing out 4 players.
Just giving minutes to a lot of different players. Is this one just out of reach? 63 to 36. 2.5 minutes left to go is what Beacons trail by. Kira Quinn with the ball on the wing. Looking for a teammate. Bounce pass over to Gwillem. Gwillem, low post. Back out Quinn. Gonna take. And just off iron. Quickly on the other side of the floor. Bounce pass in the area. Off the backboard and out. Taylor Reed. Pass half court. Loses her handle. Gets it back. But the infraction going against the Beacons. Another turnover for Bushnell. 1:58 left to go. Stevens receives the ball, goes up for the basket, too strong, rebounded by nearly the Beacons snagged it, but it goes right back to SOU. Over on the wing, a three-point attempt, and that one finally goes in. A little bit of a drought on both sides. And another three for the Raiders.
Mallory Williams there from the distance.
SOU just shooting 4 of 14 in this game from beyond the arc compared to 40% from 3 last night. Haven't needed the three-point shot as much today.
Foul on the floor by Janika Zurita, which will bring Beacons to the line.
Yeah, and it's Reagan Obi getting some time today. And Obi just 6 minutes total this season ahead of this game. Freshman from Pleasant Hill, Oregon. It's her first points with the Beacons. Over in the corner, on the wing. Nice ball movement, Teague Perry. 15 seconds on the shot clock, driving. Gets a lot of contact and rattling out, but will get the foul. Foul going against Obi. First one doesn't fall for Teague Perry. Teague Perry in her minutes in this game has gotten to the line now for her 4th attempt. 2 for 4 in this game. 30 points that the Raiders lead by. 50 seconds left in this game. And Reed with the ball for Bushnell. On the wing, going over to Obi. Just at the bottom of the logo. Over to Reed again. On the wing, bounce pass in. Gwillem in the paint. Loses her handle out to Compost. On the post. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Gwillem from the elbow. Just misses everything as the shot clock winds down. Shot clock off with 26 seconds left, and have to think that the Raiders will hold for the final possession. SOU looking to go to 11-0 overall, 5-0 in the CCC, and undefeated in 18 straight CCC games dating back to the end of last season. Get a win here at the Morse Center as the visiting side. And Rachel, final thoughts as it was a dominant showing from SOU.
Despite the performance from the Beacons, it's good to see some bench players receive some minutes tonight, especially as they move on to play Corbin on December 30th, and who is 4-6 overall in the and 2-2 in the CCC, pardon me. But overall, the team intensity from the Raiders, both on the bench and on the court, was just too much for the Beacons to handle tonight.
Absolutely, and for Bushnell now, 4-7 overall, 3-2 in the CCC, and on a 3-game skid. Leading scorers for tonight's game, Morgan Baird, 14 points, Ms. Schmierbach with 13 points, 8 rebounds, and Eliza DiGiulio with 10 points, the 3 players in double figures. Libby Mathis leads the Beacons with 9 points and 5 rebounds. That will do it for this game. Have another one coming up here on Bushnell YouTube and inside the Morse Center. Bushnell and SOU, their men's teams, will face off here in just about a half an hour. So be sure to tune into that one as well here on YouTube. But I'd like to thank everyone for helping out with this broadcast, to Nick Askew with Bushnell Athletics, to my analyst Rachel McConaghie. I'm Lily Crane, and hope everyone has a good afternoon here at Bushnell as the Raiders take this one against Bushnell.